Beloved, shalom, shalom, beloved. Welcome, 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 welcome. Outside taking a walk today, enjoying the scenery. These are persimmons. They're not quite ripe yet, but they will be soon. It's so good to go outside and take a walk. Nature is absolutely incredible. And this is Sleep Music by Chris Hodgen from the YouTube Audio Library. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is prayer time. This is the prayer watch, noon watch. Welcome in. We will get into it. Beloved, shalom. Shalom, beloved. Welcome to each and every one of you. Welcome in today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is a time to pray. And as we know, prayer is definitely needed right here and right now today. These flowers are incredible. Look at that. You can't make this up. Live up close. Today we have a lot to pray for. We have a lot to cry out for on this day. And what comes to me is actually the noon watch. We talked about the watches before. These trees are incredible. I'm not sure what this is. I think these are persimmons. They're absolutely amazing. But we talked about this before, about the 8 prayer watches, and we talked about how our ancestors were ones who were watchers on the wall. They watched and they prayed, and even some of them had a cry that was a prayer. So their tears and their cries were a prayer as well, without words. And some of those that had tears or weeping or cries was the king of Israel. Then it was also Rael. You may know Rael as Rachel, who was the mother of one of the most influential ones in history, who was named Joseph, but the name was actually Joseph. So many know this man as Joseph, but the correct name in the Hebrew language was Yosef, Y-O-S-E-F. And she cried. Her prayer was a cry. She had a cry. She cried out, and we're able to do the same thing today, to cry out. And what is being highlighted right now is that the only way to actually get the results is to cry out and to pray. Look at that rose. And prayer is simply communication with our Maker, our Creator. I have no idea what these things are. They look like pears of some sort. I don't know. You could barely see them. They're tiny. And this is a pomegranate. It's tiny. It has to grow some. So we have been given so much that is valuable in our lives. Treasures. There are hidden treasures inside of us. But if we explore nature, nature has an abundance of what we need, like fruit trees, flower trees, and all kinds of wonderful food that comes from the seed, which gives us what we need for nutrition and hydration, so that we can have excellent health. And today I want to share about TEHILLIM 23, or Psalm 23 as you may know it, where the psalmist, the king of Israel, had a prayer. And each and every one of us has a prayer. We can write our own prayers out. We don't necessarily have to follow a specific one, but in this season and time, the prayer or the cry should be specific for this season and time in the here and now, not the past, not into the future, but in the present time. It needs to be in the present, in the presence, right here and right now. These trees are so amazing. They don't even look real. Look at that. That doesn't look real. And then there are so many pear trees everywhere. Pears are in season right now. In this life, we want to be sure that we make wise choices or wise decisions as we go about. We want to be sure that we have what we need, and everything comes from a seed, as we know. As we look and we examine it in nature, that's why I love to be outside. Many people like to focus on people, but we need to pay attention to the signs of nature, because it can give us a lot of answers to our questions. I'm not saying that people cannot answer our questions. I'm just saying that in nature, the birds, the trees, the flowers, the bees, the butterflies, all of that has great significance. I apologize for the background noise. The cars are going and the planes are flying over, helicopters or whatever. Well, we have a rich inheritance right here and now that we sometimes are not aware of. And I want to get into TEHILLIM 23 and dissect it so we can go deeper in the understanding of what it actually means. So in TEHILLIM or Psalm 23, it starts off with talking about the shepherd. And this is just an illustration. This doesn't mean that this does not mean what a lot of people think it means in the context of shepherd. It's an illustration. And it starts with the psalmist saying, Adonai is my shepherd. And you may ask, what is the name or the title? Adonai. Adonai means, specifically, it is in reference to maker. It's saying that Adonai is the maker, which is what they used back then in the language. The languages were different than it is today. Most people back then, if not anybody, were not speaking English, the English language. So it starts with Adonai is my shepherd. I shall not want. And you may ask, how is that relevant to me right now? How is that relevant today? Clearly, the psalmist is saying that our Maker is our shepherd and we shall not want. Our Maker is our shepherd and we shall not want. Our Maker leads us beside still waters and restores our soul and guides us in paths of righteousness. Even though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, we will fear no evil, for Adonai is with us. And that rod and the staff comforts us. And Adonai prepares a table for us in the presence of our enemies. in the presence of our enemies. Enemies in the plural tense. That means more than one enemy. Enemies. So it goes, Adonai is our shepherd, we shall not want. Adonai makes us lie down in green pastures and restores our soul and leads us in paths of righteousness. Even though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, we will fear no evil, for Adonai is with us. The rod and the staff comforts us, and Adonai prepares a table for us in the presence of our enemies. Even though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, we will fear no evil, for Adonai is with us. With us all the time. In every season and everything, we are never alone. So Adonai is our shepherd, we shall not want. Adonai makes us lie down in green pastures and restores our soul and guides us in paths of righteousness. And even though we walk through the valley of shadow of death, we will fear no evil, for Adonai is with us. The rod and the staff comforts us, and Adonai prepares a table for us in the presence of our enemies and restores our soul. Restores us, and we will dwell in the house of Adonai forever. This is a declaration. So we declare and we decree that our Maker, our Creator, gives us everything that we need for this life, and we shall not want, and our cups overflow. Our cups overflow, and we will fear nothing and no one, because Adonai is our rock. Adonai is our protection. And that leads me to another one that came to me recently. I saw it pop up, and a woman was singing it, or she was speaking it and singing it a little bit. I believe it's also a song. I'm not sure who actually sings it, but there's a song that goes along with it, and it is Adonai is my defense, and I shall not be moved. Adonai is our defense, and we shall not be moved. That is also a declaration. We declare and we decree that our Maker, our Creator, Yiri, our provider. Yiri is provider in the Hebrew language. And it doesn't have to necessarily be in the Hebrew language. You could use whatever language you have that is your native tongue, whether it be Italian, whether it be French, whether it be Portuguese, whether it be Spanish, whether it be Japanese, Vietnamese, or whatever language that you speak. Wow, look at these pears. This pear tree is amazing. Can you see the pears back there? They are ripe and ready to pick and eat. I love pears. And we have to have the deeper level of understanding of what it means. Not just to read it, not just to speak it, or not just to sing it or dance to it, but to actually know that our Maker, our Creator is our defense, and we will not be moved. Even though we walk through the shadow of the valley of death, we will fear no evil, for Adonai is with us. And that rod comforts us. That staff comforts us. And we are not in a place where we are not covered by the feathers. We have the victory. This is the victory season. We have the victory. We are not forgotten, and we will not be shaken, and we will not be moved. Adonai is our shepherd, and we shall not want. Adonai makes us lie down in green pastures and restores our souls and guides us in paths of righteousness for our name's sake. Even though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, we fear no evil, for Adonai is with us. That rod and the staff comforts us, He prepares, and Adonai prepares the table for us in the presence of our enemies. Our cup overflows. Our cups overflow, and we will dwell in the house of Adonai forever. Our cups overflow. Adonai is our shepherd, and we shall not want. Adonai makes us lie down in green pastures and leads us beside still waters and restores our souls and guides us in paths of righteousness. Even though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, we will fear no evil, for Adonai is with us. And that rod comforts us and restores our soul. And we will dwell in the house of Adonai forever and ever. We are covered by the feathers of the Almighty El Shaddai. So we should have absolutely no fear, no anxiety. Worry is not our portion. Love is our portion. Joy is our portion. Peace is our portion. Shalom is our portion. And in case you don't know what shalom is, shalom means completeness. Having it all, having everything. Not just some of it, but having love, joy, peace, and everything else. Kindness is our portion. We should always be kind. We should care about each other, one to another. Unfortunately, today, so many people have come to the place where they are desensitized, or where they have become bitter and angry. Division will never lead to unity. So we have to be sure that we are those who are peacemakers, not doormats, but peacemakers. So as you go about your day, remember, our Maker is our provider. Basically is what the psalmist is saying in this particular prayer. It's like a prayer, but it's also a declaration. The King of Israel was declaring that our Maker, our Creator, is our provider and our protection. So what can people do to us? It is very limited. So we need to be sure that we have the right heart posture. We need to make sure that our heart is in the right condition. We need to have clean hands and pure hearts. We need to shout it from the mountaintop. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for Adonai is with me. We need to actually believe it and know it. It's not enough to know it. It's not enough to think it. We need to know it. We need to know it and have the confidence in our Maker and our Creator more than we have confidence in a person, place, or thing, which can lead to idolatry. So we want to tread and trample today over idolatry. We want to tread and trample today over division. We want to tread and trample today over hatred. We want to tread and trample today over everything that is not going to lead us to that place of unity. When we pray, we need to be in the right place, the right position, and the right posture. Spiritually more so than naturally. We need to be sure that we are those who are in agreement with our Maker, our Creator. And we need to be covenant keepers. Even the animals and the angels keep the covenant. So we need to be diligent. We need to be fervent. We need to have that fire. The fire should never go out in our hearts or in our homes. And that fire is not a destructive fire. That fire is love. Love. Ahava in Hebrew, amor in French, amori in Italian, or whatever your language is. speak that word love, because love is what we need more than anything. I need love. You need love. We need love. Love is going to give us what we need so we can have the victory. In this season, for such a time as this, we need the victory. So we need to be sure that we are carrying love with our thoughts, with our words, with our actions, with everything that we do. It should be grounded in love. Love is our foundation. And love is not just an action. Love is just not what we do. Love and kindness are best friends. They go together. So when we love, we're kind. When we love, we give, because loving is giving. When we love, we are generous. We're not only concerned about ourselves and our small circle, our family and our little friends or whatever, or our little neighborhood. We have the bigger vision like our maker, our creator, and we're concerned about all nations of every tribe, every tongue, every region, every territory. We should always desire that all people know the truth, not a portion of the truth, not a percentage of the truth, the whole truth, because only the truth will set us free, and we desire to be free. Truth unlocks the doors to freedom, and we need to be free. So we're going to declare and decree today. We don't always have to go through and read the whole thing, but however, whatever's on your heart, however it applies to you, each and every one of us has a different prayer. Each and every one of us is in a different season. We're not all in the same season right now. However, we can declare and decree today that our maker, our creator, whatever name you have for our maker, our creator. Some like to say Abba, some like to say Adonai, some like to say Hashem, some like to say El Shaddai, some like to say Daddy. Whatever name you use for our maker, our creator, you should always have a strong desire to be a friend, a friend, a friend, a friend, a friend. We should always desire to be a friend, not just with our maker, our creator, but with people. A lot of people talk all this family, spiritual family stuff, but we need to make sure that we're friends. Friends that are loyal, friends that are faithful and true, but it all starts with us being a friend to ourselves. We cannot give what we don't have inside of us to somebody else. So if we don't have that love overflowing and bubbling up inside of us, we're not going to be able to give it to others. When people are brokenhearted, when people are facing so many challenges, and when they're broken, it's not easy for them to give love. It's not easy for them to do it. It's very difficult. It may be something they don't even think about. So we need to be sure that we're being compassionate to those who are not able at that time to do it. Somebody could love us 100% and still do the wrong thing, but we need to be sure that we forgive. But part of loving is to care and share, to give and to forgive. That doesn't mean that you just allow people to walk over you and abuse you and mistreat you. That's not what I'm saying. But there are times when people unintentionally harm us or hurt us, not being aware of it. So we need to be understanding as well. We shouldn't be so quick to say, oh, block, cancel, cut off, whatever people do today. They like to say block, cancel, cut off. We should never desire to have enemies. We should always desire to have friends. And that doesn't mean that these people are going to be close friends. But our true best friend is our spouse, our husband or our wife, the one who has been appointed to us by our maker, our creator. So just remember, regardless of what anybody says to you or even what you may have said to yourself that may not be so positive, each and every one of us is empowered and equipped, anointed and appointed to do a kingdom assignment, a divine assignment in this land. Each and every one of us has a calling. Each and every one of us has gifts. We have hidden treasures. So you just need to go forth and birth it out like a woman giving birth to a baby. I want to encourage you today to start writing that book. I want to encourage you today to sing that song. Start it somewhere. Whatever it is that you know that you're carrying, that you need to birth out, that you need to produce, that you need to give birth to in this season, do it. You may not know all the answers of how to do it, but start it. And I'm telling you, somebody will come alongside of you and help you to finish. And for some, you won't need a person to help you to do it, because our Maker, our Creator, is going to give you the dreams and the visions and even the signs, and download into your spirit exactly what you need to be doing for such a time as this. Many people talk about Queen Esther and all of that, and Prophetess Deborah. That's wonderful. There were many different women that were so absolutely incredible in history. So many women, even women that are not even known today. We don't even know their names. They're not recorded anywhere in history and time. But I'm telling you, there are women rising up now, women of fire. And we're going to talk about that soon in another live video. There are women of fire rising up now. And you may say, what is a woman of fire? These women of fire, they carry that love and that life and that light and that truth. They are bold, brave, courageous, and confident in our Maker, our Creator, and they are unbreakable and unshakable. They're a force to be reckoned with. Some of them are married, some of them are unmarried. And one that I could think of that is really a ball of fire. You got to check this lady out. I'm telling you, she is outstanding. And her name is Lindy Ann Hopley. There are many others. There's Donna Keyshead. She has been crowned a long time ago as a queen. She is like a giant in the spiritual realm. And so is Lindy Ann Hopley. I've had the pleasure of meeting both of these women, so I'm not just talking about something somebody else said. I know both of them for myself to be women of fire. They've got that fire in their bellies, they got that fire in their hearts, and they've got that love, that authentic, real, true, divine love. They speak with love, but they're also very courageous. They are ones that are like Deborah. That's right. She was judge, as they said. In the Torah, they talk about Prophetess Deborah, and we'll talk more about her later, but she was a judge and a prophetess, and she was definitely one who held a position and had authority. So, you may not be a woman today, but even if you're a man, if you're a boy, regardless, each and every one of us has something inside of us. Each and every one of us has value and worth. Use what you have for such a time as this, because each and every one of us has a part to play. This is like a major movie being played out before our eyes. Even though it's not a movie, it's like a movie, and we need to go deeper so that we can help those, so we can be divine connections and helpers for somebody's destiny, for somebody that needs just a little help. Because in order to get it done, we're going to have to do it together. A divided nation, a divided house cannot stand. It will only fall. And with that being said, we're going to close out. Avina Makina, our Father, our King, we come boldly before your holy throne of grace, and we thank you for every good and perfect gift. We thank you for being with us. We thank you for being our provider, our protector, our counselor. We thank you for being everything to us. We thank you for being the ultimate matchmaker. You are the one who joins us together with our true spouse, our kingdom spouse. So we declare and decree today that we will obey. We will hear your voice. We will hear and we will obey, and we will carry your love and your truth and your kindness, being ambassadors in the land of the living. And we say, so be it. And we say, may Adonai bless you and keep you. May Adonai give you favor, grace, mercy, kindness, and everything that you need pertaining to your life. May you always have shalom and sweet sleep. And until the next time, keep believing, keep knowing, and keep thinking about miracles. Above all else, love with all of your heart, mind, soul, and strength. And whatever you do, be sure that you know the truth. Seek the truth. Desire to have the truth. And that truth comes from our Maker, our Creator. It never comes from a person, place, or thing, even though they can be used. Always incline your ears to hear the true voice of truth, the voice of truth, who is Adonai, our Maker, El Shaddai, El Elyon, Yuri, Raphael, the one who is our healer. So everything we need comes from our Creator. We don't need anything else other than our Maker, our Creator, for our answers that we need, because they will always be the truth. Shalom, and until next time, keep believing in miracles. Okay. Here comes the song. Here comes the song. We should all have a song in our heart. We should all dance. It's extremely important. Oh, Abba, we declare and we decree that your perfect love, your perfect peace, your perfect joy, your perfect kindness, and your shalom blanket the entire earth and every nation of every tribe, every tongue, and every region and every territory. And we say, so be it. Amen. Hallelujah. Go out there and be kind to somebody today without expecting anything in return. Everybody needs somebody. Shalom. Have joy and laughter. That's the best medicine. Laughter is the best medicine. And so is love. And again, my name is Shifrah Yocheved Yisrael. I am here to bring something of priceless value to you, not to take anything away from you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If this is your first time, please like, share, subscribe, comment, connect. Definitely want to hear from you. shifrahyochevedyisrael@gmail.com. Shalom. Thank you so much for joining in, Bob Ferguson, Red, and Sleet.